Hey guys, Sandy here and welcome back to my Follow a Sketch February series. Today I am scrapbooking 3 photos and these are of my birthday. I have cut them down to 3 by 6 to meet the sketch. I've also pulled out a lot of the remaining pieces from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, and then I went and pulled some things that I thought would go well. I've got some thickers, some Simple Stories chipboard. I have a sticker sheet from Echo Park. I have various papers from Simple Stories. I also pulled a really cheap flimsy piece of paper that came in a pad from Paper Studio. And check this bad boy out. I am getting ready to use this Junkets paper from 2005. Isn't that awesome? Okay, let's see what I can do. Okay, so I realized I completely forgot to show you the sketch that I'm using, and this is an older sketch from Creating Keepsakes, so there it is. Now, I'm using this really thin blue paper here. Now, normally, if I was going to use this as my background paper with a border around it, what I would do is cut off 2½ inches on two sides, so a ½ inch on 2 sides. I don't know why I came up with such a convoluted way of saying that, but this paper had some distressing around the entire paper, so I felt like if I cut it off of only 2 sides, it would look lopsided and wonky, and unless you're going for a lopsided and wonky page, then you don't want your things to be lopsided and wonky. So here are the photos, and I'm not sure which order is the correct order. Like, I don't know if it's me looking up or down came first, but I know that me blowing out candles is last, so there we go. I'm just trying to figure out what papers I want to use to mount my photos on. And at first I was going to put it on that Reset Girl paper with the little flowers, but then I decided to put it on this Simple Stories Bloom and Grow paper, which are also flowers. I liked the light blue peeking out from behind the photos a little bit more than I liked that pinky orange color. I felt like it just gave it a break. I don't know if break is the right word, but because there is candlelight in the photo and sunlight in the photo, I don't know, it's kind of weird. The photo feels warm and cool to me, and I felt with the Reset Girl paper, it just went way warm. And with the Simple Stories blue floral paper, it just kind of evened it out, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. Okay. So I have that photo mat down, and just like the sketch, it's going to go on the top of the page, and I was happy to cover up that little bit of writing up in the upper right-hand corner, and then I decided, no, 2 photo mats are not enough for this layout. I need to bring in some yellow. So I decided to use this dot paper, and this is from Simple Stories, and around the edge, just about, there's only 1 dot completely around the edge, and that makes me happy that it worked out that way. It's not perfectly 1 dot, but it's close enough that it sets off those little, that worked, I love it. Let's see. Okay, so this layout took a little bit longer to complete for me than most of my layouts do. Most of the time I complete a layout between 15 and 45 minutes, and this one took over an hour, and I think it's because I kind of messed around with these little bits here. Now here I am searching for my pencil. I couldn't find it, and then I finally found it. I'm just lightly sketching out a curve, and I'm just going to use my scissors and basically follow the curve, but try to cut it even straighter than what I drew with my hand. And I'm trying to determine if I want my curvy bits to go from edge to edge or inside edge to edge. And ultimately I decided to go inside edge to edge because I really like this piece of paper that's poking out from the back. I love that you can see the dark. I love that you can see the gray. I love that you can see the creamy bits. It just works. And I really like how both pieces of my background paper have kind of a distressed feeling to them, but nothing on top of that paper has a distressed feeling. So it's almost like the papers and the photos are kind of popping off the distressed background, at least to me. So here I am. I'm just messing around with these papers. I'm trying to figure out where to do the perfect cut, and just to make sure that I'm following the sketch, but not exactly following the sketch. I want it to be a little bit of mine. So like the sketch has the photos all coming out of the curvy bits. I decided there were too many beautiful photo mats for me to not show as much of them as I could, which is why my curvy bit only goes through this little section of the photo mat. Now I'm really happy with this. I'm just going to grab some more papers and cut some more bits out. And it's just me figuring out what's going to look good and what is like pleasing for me, because I'm not even looking at the sketch at this point. I know that there's curvy bits. I know that there's a bunch of circles and a title, and that's really all of what I know is going on right now. So I'm just kind of winging this part and making it completely my own. So that paper did not work for what I was thinking of, so I went and got dot paper. And this time I used the green dot paper, since I'd used the yellow dot paper up top, and I just felt like it might have been way too much yellow. Now I'm just going to layer this in between the two layers I had already placed down, because I couldn't have had the bright idea to put the green dot paper down before I put this little floral paper down. Isn't that always the way though, guys? When you do layers, you're picking them up, putting them down, tucking it in, pulling it out. Like, that's just the way it is. And I'm a big fan of layers, so maybe one day I'll get to the point where my layers, I can plan out my layers and see them all in one beautiful space before I actually make them happen. But, I mean, who knows if that's going to happen, so we're just going to be picking them up, putting them down, and picking them up, and putting them down. So I went ahead and put this green layer down, and I did not put it all the way to the edge of the bottom because I knew that this little blue piece was going to be covering it up. And I want it, the way I wanted the green paper to be, it was okay that it wasn't all the way down at the bottom. And since the blue paper is going to cover that bottom edge up anyway, it really doesn't matter. Like, it didn't even have to be a straight edge down there. So now I've got that going on here. I've got these bold polka dots, and I'm thinking that something, like, I need to figure out this, because this is a lot of polka dots, and I need to either bring more of that color into the bottom of the page here, so it's not like, boom, polka dots right here, or something, which is what I was trying to do with that Thicker's word sentiment. I was trying to use that as part of the title, but I decided not to. Decided to put that down and bring in some of the 6x6 papers that I got in my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit. And I'm going with this green paper right here, and it's a different shade of green than the dot paper, and I am completely okay with that, because the dot paper doesn't exactly match shoot, I just lost my thought. The dot paper doesn't exactly match the Let's Do This, which is what I was thinking about pulling out for my title. And this green doesn't exactly match it either, but it's close enough. So I just went ahead and cut out little bits and pieces and tucked them under. And I tucked under little bits and pieces
just so that I wouldn't have to pull up so many layers. It could just tuck it instead of yanking it all up and putting it down. Plus, I only had a little scrap piece left. I didn't have a full sheet. So when you have those little scrap pieces left, you do what you got to do. So now I'm happy with that, and my little curvy bits are exciting. And I have this chevron that I had cut out from one of the 6x6 papers that came in my kit, and I really liked it. However, I needed to cut off that edge so that each side of the chevron was finished, and I just decided it was going to go on this side and I was going to layer it up. And I figured that this would act as the element on the sketch that goes all the way across the bottom of the page, because I don't have room for it, as you guys will see in a little bit. Now I was trying out the sticker. I thought that the sticker might have been the element on the bottom of the page, and when I was pulling out supplies for this layout, I actually had that thought in mind. However, it does not turn out that way, and I'm totally okay with it. Like, that sticker is a very usable sticker, and I can do it, on another layout. It's not like I'm never going to pull out a sticker sheet again. Now I'm just kind of messing around. I'm trying to think of what I can do for my title. I know I want to use that green "Let's Do This," but I'm trying to think, is there something I can do with "Let's Do This," or is there something I can do with the thickers that came in the kit, or do I need to use the letter thickers that came in the kit? And because I can't do one thing at a time, I pull out the paper sticker and decide to put the flower down, just as a little placeholder to know where it's going to go. And then I finally get out the "Let's Do This" sticker, and it's just a matter of figuring out where it's going to go. Now, there's a little bit of an awkwardness where this sticker is, and I know I've got to fix it. And while I am just flipping through my things, I'm trying to figure out what I want to fix it with, but then I decide I'm going to fussy cut out these flowers instead. And these flowers took me a very long time to fussy cut. My hands, if you notice, I have a band-aid on one of my fingers, and if you look closely at my hands, I have little cuts all over them. I have been doing an extreme amount of unboxing items at work lately, and it's just torn up my hands a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway, it hurts to fussy cut is what I'm getting at, and it took me a long time. So I went ahead and cut that out so you didn't have to see that and didn't have to see me grimace or anything like that. Not that you could see my face, but, you could see the hands and stuff. So here I am grabbing these Vicki Boutin stickers, and by the way, is it Vicki Boutin or Vicki Boutin? Because I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I'm not exactly sure which one is correct. So, those stickers, Vicki stickers, are on this piece of packaging, and I'm just using some distress inks, and I'm just adding some color until it makes me happy. And I'm blending these 3 colors, which are Ripe Persimmon, Spiced Marmalade, and Wild Honey. And then once I get them to where I want to be, I'm like, cool. And I just went ahead and brought this flower back over. Because what I want to do is not just have this one big flower that I fussy cut out. I want to have different floral elements so that it is not so boring. Like, if it was just one type of flower over there, it would be boring to me. And as a matter of fact, I still felt when I was finished with the page that it was a little bit boring. So I just went ahead and added some Spectrum Noir Shimmer Pen on the biggest, orangiest flower, just to give it a little extra something. So now I finally figure out what I'm going to do with my title, and originally it was going to say, "Let's do this birthday thing," but it was going to fill up that entire part of the lower section right there, and I really just didn't want to fill up the entire part of that with words, so I stopped at birthday, and there was no thing. Now here what I'm doing is finally addressing that awkwardness underneath the Let's Do This sticker. And I've decided what I'm going to do is cut out a banner out of this white and orangey polka dotted paper. So now I'm just placing that thicker on top of the banner that I made, and I just cut a simple little fishtail in it with my scissors, and I went ahead and adhered it to the banner, and everything turned out great. Now that little awkward bit that was underneath the Let's Do This sticker is gone, and it's not bothering anymore. And I like the fact that I've brought more of that darker reddish orange color down below here. So it makes me happy. Now I've decided that I'm going to bring in some more of these, I think they're actually watercolor stickers, more of these stickers, and I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to go. Now, since I have cut all my stickers out already, and I cut the white edges off of them, I definitely don't want any white edges showing on this. I was tempted to just color in the leaves, but then I was like, no, that's a lot of white. So I just went ahead and did the same thing as I did on the flower. I grabbed two different colors of distress ink. I used old paper and mowed lawn, and I just blended them really quickly until I was happy with the color. And it didn't take a whole lot of time. It didn't take a whole lot of fancy technique. It was just use my dauber and spread that ink right on the sticker. So now I'm just getting in here and getting it adjusted. And what I did was cut a slit in the sticker. And that is something that I really think you can totally change up your stickers just by cutting them ever so slightly so that they can be under and over elements. So as you can see, this leafy thing on the left is underneath of stickers, and it's over top the chevron, and it's also over top of another sticker. And that just gives you a little bit of depth and a little bit of texture, even though everything's really flat right there. So now I'm just wandering around with my supplies, trying to figure out what else I need to add, what else I should add. That little floral bit up there that I just tossed up at the top was actually connected to the big flowers that I had fussy cut out, but I don't know, I don't know if I pulled it off or my scissors slipped, but I cut off that teeny little bit, so I just decided it would be perfect for the top. Now, I don't know what it is, but I really like this little bird, and I'm not huge on birds in my scrapbooking. Like, it's not like, yeah, it's a bird, I'm so excited. So, but I like him there, so I put him down. And the reason why I even decided to bring in this little bird and this other thing, this little love stamp over here on the left, was because the sticker flower that I had cut out, the blue one, and stuck over here on the chevron, has this navy blue center in it. And I could have either covered up the navy blue center, or I could have added in some more navy blue. Now, the reason why I felt like I had to add in some more navy blue was because that is literally the only navy blue on the layout. And it's a circle, and my eye zeroed right in on it. So I would think that some other people's eyes would zero right in on it, and I didn't want that to happen. So I just added some navy blue throughout the page. So you have the bird here and the stamp, and then I grabbed this sticker off the Echo Park sticker sheet, and it says Father, and obviously that doesn't go with the theme of this layout, so that's going to be covered up. And I'm just checking to see if there's anything on the sticker sheet that I want to use to cover up that Father sticker. Sorry guys, had a yawn there. But no, there is not. What I do decide is these little hearts would be perfect on the page, and I really liked that little heart there tucked under that flower. So I just grabbed some of my distress inks again and just added some little colors on the little hearts. And I totally don't even care that I'm getting color on that butterfly because, as you guys know, butterflies just drive me insane on scrapbook layouts. I can see other people's and think it's beautiful. Like there's a butterfly stencil floating around the Secret Not Secret Kit Club right now, and many of the members have used it and it looks great, or they've used other butterflies, and I just don't like them. Like it's not even a give me a little challenge, I want a butterfly to scrapbook with. It is I just don't like them in my scrapbooking and I'm not going to use them. Not to say there haven't been moments where I have used butterflies. I've used them on pictures of my aunt who loves butterflies, and I just think of butterflies and her, like butterflies and flowers and teacups are kind of her thing. So I use butterflies on that page and I'm totally okay with it. Okay, so what I did was go through these Simple Stories little word stickers, and I found one that says ... and it goes like this. And then I just layered that up with a little piece of the yellow dot paper. And I decided definitely not to go with the green because I had colored the Vicky Boughton /Boughton sticker up there with the green colors. Because I needed that green up at the top of the page since I have so much of it down here at the bottom. So I just cut off a little piece of the Simple Stories branding strip and figured that this was just a little bit too thick. So I trimmed off a little bit more, layered the word phrase on it, and plopped it down on top of that blue label sticker there. And it turns out great, if I do say so myself. Oh, goodness. I mean, obviously, I guess I've put out some videos of pages that I'm not completely in love with. But if I ever hated something that much, I'm not going to put it on YouTube. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to redo the page either. It's still going to go on my album because it's a finished page and it told a story. So boom, it's in the album. But I'm probably not going to show it on YouTube, or I'm probably not going to snap a picture of it and share it on Instagram or any of the Facebook scrapbooking groups. Definitely not. But, so yeah, I totally think it's okay for scrapbookers to scrapbook, and if they're on YouTube or they're on Instagram or they're doing anything and they say they like their stuff, good. It's not bragging, it's not being cocky, it's not anything like that. It's you are enjoying your scrapbooking, and I say more power to you. So go for it, ladies. If you enjoy your scrapbooking and you love a page, then say it. And say it proud. Because most times I see in, the groups, people share a picture of a page and they're like, oh, I'm not sure, I don't know, does this need anything? Like, just own it. Own your scrapbooking page. If you love it, then say, here's my scrapbooking page and I love this. And if anybody is rude enough to say, oh, you should do this, tell them to shut up. I mean, honestly, tell them to shut up. It's nobody's business how you scrapbook. You do your own thing and you make yourself happy. Period. I am so sick and tired of seeing photos of a scrapbooker in a Facebook group where they place their page in and you can obviously tell that they love it, and somebody says, oh, you should do this. No, you don't. Love your page. I love this page. Check out tomorrow. See you guys later. Bye.